Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to do a cross-topped fan border, and it's so pretty. I really love it. Look at this. This is the border I chose for my spring blanket. I know it's probably a little too late. I do have the full pattern on how to make the square motif, but this is the border that I chose, and it looks really pretty. I really like it. So I'm going to show you how to make it. A few things to know before you get started with this border. You do need a base to start on. For me, I have my single crochets here all throughout my entire um, blanket. Now, it doesn't have to be a single crochet. It can be a half double crochet. It can be a double crochet. Whatever works with your blanket, that's what you're going to start with. Or you can simply start with a single crochet. But yeah, that's essentially what you need. So this pattern is worked in multiples of 4 plus 1. So whatever you do have, make sure that all the single crochets add up to being a multiple of 4 plus 1. Okay? And yeah, let's get started. But if you are doing this border from scratch or from a base chain like I'm doing right here, you're going to need a multiple of 4 plus 2. So right here I have 12 plus 2. I have 14 chains right here. So I'm going to show you how to get started. If you are starting from scratch, I recommend you doing a single crochet because it just gives it a little bit more sturdiness. If, like I said, you're starting from your blanket, which is more than likely, then use whatever base stitch you already have, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and work on my first row of single crochets. And if you already have that done, just skip down to row number 2 and I'll see you over there. Oh, also to keep in mind before we go, if you are starting your border from a chain like I am, make sure to add the according chains. Like for example, if you're doing a half double crochet, add 2 chains. If you are doing a double crochet, make sure you add 3 chains. So plus the one chain that you already need. So yeah, make sure you adjust accordingly. To start in that second row, we're going to flip our work and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and remember this stitch right here counts as a stitch for this chain. We're going to skip the next one, and on the third chain or stitch, we're going to put 4 double crochets. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and on that fourth stitch, we're going to add 4 double crochets. And that's the pattern we're going to repeat. So I'm going to do that pattern, and I'm going to finish the row, and I'll be right back. Okay, once you get to the end of the row, you're going to skip the next stitch, and on the following, you're going to put a double crochet. All right. And this is why if you are working in a blanket, you don't need this extra or this double crochet right here because you're technically working in the round and you would end your pattern or your first row on this chain 3. So when you end your blanket, you're going to slip stitch right here on the third chain. You're essentially working in the round, so you don't need this. Okay, now to start the next row, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a treble crochet, and we're going to go into the 4th double crochet of this cluster right here, or this fan. We're going to do, the treble crochet. We're going to chain 2. We're going to treble crochet again, and we're going to work on the back of that treble crochet that we just did. And we're going to insert our hook on the first double crochet of that fan, of that cluster. Right? Like that. You should have something like this, okay? One more time. So we're gonna do a treble crochet, we're gonna hook, or we're gonna yarn over twice. And on the next fan, we're going to go straight into the fourth double crochet. So it would be on this one. We're gonna do a treble crochet. We're going to chain 2, yarn over twice, and we're gonna go behind this treble crochet. And we're gonna go into the first double crochet right here. Let's work on the next one. So yarn over twice, go into the last double crochet of the next fan. Chain 2, yarn over, yarn over twice, go behind the treble crochet and go into the first, go into the first double crochet right here. I know I keep repeating it, but I think it's important to understand where you're putting your hook so that it comes out right. All right. You're going to do a treble crochet on that third chain right here. Essentially where you came out of. All right. And this is the border. Now, for the corner, I messed up. I don't know what I ended up doing. I just know I really messed up on the corner. But if I were to do this again, okay, if I were to do this again, you see here, there's gaps, all these little gaps. The gap should have followed into the border. I didn't do it. I should have. So what I did here was I added 2, let me see. I added 2 single crochets here, chained 1, and that's where I put the cluster or the fan. I should have done a little bit more. I tried to do it, and I do remember trying to do 2 fans right here, and it didn't work out. It was too much, and it ended up like ruffling and scrunching up. So this was the best that I could come up with. Let me get another corner because this little tag might be getting in the way. This doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, the blanket is beautiful, and when I lay it down, it lays flat. So it's fine for me. But if you wanted to, I would probably, you see how I have over here multiples of 3? This is where I think I probably messed up. So I had multiples of 3 from here all the way through. When I got here to my border or to my joining squares, I should have added a chain 3 here so that I had enough space for 3 single crochets. Or I should have just kept here. Instead of just keeping with the joining and doing 2 double crochets, I would have just done 3 right here in the corner, at least just for the corner. So it's just something to think about. Just keep in mind, plan ahead. If you're planning to do a blanket, my suggestion is working one square motif in the border that you want. That way you work the corners and you can lay it flat and see if this is actually going to be something feasible. So that's just my suggestion. If you're working on a blanket, do a little rectangular or square swatch so that you know what you're doing. and the border, really pans out. Like I said, for me, it doesn't really matter. I still love my blanket. But if you want to do this, this is so cute. It gives it such a nice texture. Look right here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, be a friend, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.